Today we will see Jainism and Buddhism. Okay, so we will move in a question and answer manner. Okay, so that we will better understand that the how the conditions, how are the topics related to the content. Okay, so let's start. Let's suppose we have to understand what are the issues or causes behind the emergence of, what are the issues or causes behind the emergence of Jainism and Buddhism. Okay, so we will see point wise. As we know, like post Vedic society was clearly divided into four varnas. That was Brahmanas, that is Brahmans, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, agriculture, and Shudras. So who were that is there were four varnas after post Vedic society. Post Vedic society, four varnas. Which what were there? They were Brahmans, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. I will give a just brief, like what the student who don't know about these that varnas, I will give just a small introduction is there. That is Brahmans were priests or teachers. Okay, and Kshatriyas were warriors, and Vaishyas were engages in agriculture or cattle rearing and trade. That they engages in a normal people, common people engages in agriculture, cattle rearing and trade. That means these were the common peoples. They considered them as a common people. And Shudras were considered as a servant. Okay, the condition of the Shudras and the women were almost similar. That like Shudras were not allowed to recite Gayatri Mantra. Similarly, women were not allowed to recite Gayatri Mantra. Even some act or some work were not allowed to the Shudras, and similarly women were not allowed to do those kind of work. Okay, so though Varna was based on birth, the two higher Varnas captured power, prestige and privileges at the cost of lower Varnas. That these Varnas was based on the birth. So that two Varnas, that that is Brahmans and Kshatriyas, were based on birth, and they captured power, prestige and privileges. At what cost? At the cost of Vaishyas and Shudras. Okay, so the Varna divided society seems to have generated tensions. So tensions emerge between them. So there is no such evidence of the reactions of Vaishyas and Shudras, but the Kshatriyas who functioned as a ruler reacted strongly against the ritualistic domination of the Brahmans. Okay, that there is no true evidence of Vaishyas and Shudras how they react like in the treating way, but there is an evidence where Kshatriyas react to the Brahmans, Kshatriya react to the Brahmans strongly against their ritualistic domination, and seems to have kind of protest or movement against the importance attached to the birth in the Varna system. So this emerged as one of the main reasons behind the origin of new religion. So Vardhaman Mahavir, who really founded the Jainism, and Gautam Buddha belonged to the Kshatriya clan, and both disputed the authority of the Brahmins. So the next point that I am writing, as you have said, just remember its sentence, that there were no such evidence of reactions of Vaishyas and Shudras, but no evidence of the reaction of Vaishyas and Shudras, but the Kshatriya who functioned as rulers reacted strongly against the ritualistic domination of the Brahmins. Okay, and seem to have a kind of protest movement against the importance and attached to the birth in Varna system. They have started as a protest against them. Okay, so these kind of tensions were emerged at that time. So this emerged as one of the main reasons behind the origin of new religions, because the tensions were going on these religions. Okay, so it gave a birth of a new religion like Vardhaman Mahavir, who really founded Jainism, and Gautam Buddha belonged to the he actually belonged to the Kshatriya clan, but he left his empire. We will see later the Kshatriya clan, and both disputed the authority of Brahmanas. Okay, so we will see how the origin of Jainism came, that how the origin of Jainism came, in what way it came. So the Jains believed that their most important religious teacher Mahavira had 23 predecessors, okay, and who was called Tirthankars. If Mahavir is taken as the 24th Tirthankar, the origin of Jainism would go back to 9th century BC. Okay, just understand this date, that Jains believed that their most important religious teacher Mahavir had 23 predecessors, okay, who was called Tirthankars. Okay, and if Mahavira is taken as the last or 24th Tirthankars, the origin of Jainism would go back to the 9th century BC. Okay, it will go to the 9th century BC. So some Jains believed that Rishabh Dev was the first Tirthankar or the teacher of Jainism. That some Jains believed that Rishabh Dev was the first Tirthankars. Okay, or the teacher of Jainism, but he is associated with the Ayodhya, which was settled on any scale of by 500 BC. That is, it went to the 500 BC. But what we are saying, it should be the 9th century BC. So most of the Tirthankars or teacher Jainism, but he is associated with the Ayodhya, which was settled on any scale of 500 BC, and most of the Tirthankars up to 15th were supposed to have been born in eastern UP and Bihar, but their historicity is extremely doubtful, that there is no content for it. So the earliest important teachings of Jainism are attributed to Parshvanath, that is the 23rd Tirthankar, that 23rd Tirthankars is Parshvanath, who hailed from Banaras and abandoned royal life, became an ascetic. However, it was a spiritual successor, Vardhaman Mahavir, who was the real founder of Jainism. So it is difficult to fix the exact dates of the birth and death of great reformers like Vardhaman Mahavir and Gautam Buddha. So it is actually difficult to get the date and the birth of great reformers or the Vardhaman Mahavir and Gautam Buddha. So how can you state that Mahavira was from a royal family? So Mahavira was from okay. How? According to one tradition, Vardhaman Mahavira was born in 540 BC. As per one tradition, that Mahavira was born in 540 BC. In a village near Vaishali, Bihar. So his father Siddhartha was head of the famous Kshatriya clan, and his mother Trishala was the sister of Lichvi chief Chetaka, whose daughter was married to Bimbisara king. You will get to know about later that his father was Siddhartha, okay, and who was the head of famous Kshatriya clan. Head of famous Kshatriya clan, okay, and his mother was Trishla, was the sister of Lichvi. Mother was Trishla, sister of Lichvi chief Chetaka, whose daughter was married to Bimbisara. Understand? The mother was the Trishla sister. Mother was the Trishala, sister of Lichvi chief Chetka. She was the sister of this Chetka, and Chetka's daughter was married to Bimbisara. Thus Mahavira's, so we can connect it like thus Mahavira's family was connected with royal family of Magad, and such connection made it easy for him to approach princes and nobles in the course of his mission. So according to some tradition, according to same tradition, that which tradition is talking that he was born in 540 BC, the same tradition, he said like initially Mahavira led to the life of a householder, but in his quest for truth he abandoned the world at the age of 30 and became an ascetic. So see, Mahavira, like he was in search of truth, like what is the worldly truth, spiritual truth. He left the home, he abandoned the world at 30 and became an ascetic. He wandered for 12 years from place to place, not staying for a day in a village and more than 5 days in a not staying for over a day in a village and more than 5 days in a town. Understand that he wandered from 12 years from place to place, not staying over a day, and he used to left village. Just write it down. Wandered 12 years, live in a village only for a day and 5 days maximum for a town. Okay, through like during the course of his long journey 12 years, it is said that he never changed his clothes and abandoned them altogether. At the age of 42 he became naked, and when he attained omniscience, the state of knowing everything, Cavalier, that when he attained omniscience is a state which is known as that he knows everything, and this is known as Cavalier. So at age 42 attained omniscience, that is Cavalier. Okay, and through Cavalier he conquered misery and happiness, and because of his conquest he is known as the Mahavira or the great hero or Jina, that is the conqueror, and followers are known as Jainas. So due to his great hero is known as Hina, and followers is known as Jainas. Okay, so he propagated his religion for 30 years, and his mission took him to Koshala, Magad, Mithila, Champa and elsewhere. He passed away at the age of 72 in 468 BC as per the same tradition, at the place of Pavapuri near Rajgir, where in Pavapuri, Rajgir. Okay, so according to another tradition, he passed in 527 BC, but archaeology does not support his existence in the 6th century BC. Either he was in the 4th or 5th, but not in the 6th. Okay, yeah. What are the doctrines of Jainism? So what were the doctrines of Jainism? Doctrines of Jainism were: do not commit violence. Simple. Do not commit violence. Do not tell lie. Do not steal. Do not hoard. That jamakhori, you should not be hoard. Whatever you are producing, produce it for today only. Whatever you have extra, give it to another who does not have. Equality, maintain equality. So observe continence, said Brahmacharya. Observe continence, be Brahmacharya. So it is said that 5th doctrine was added by Mahavira, and the other 4 were taken by over him from the previous teachers. Okay, So why was the what was the reason behind division of Jainism? Jainism get divided. So what was the reason behind it? Jainism attached the utmost importance to ahimsa or non-injury to living beings. Okay, sometimes it led to absurd result. For some Jaina, king ordered the execution of persons guilty of killing animals. Like if had someone killed animals, the king is ordering for the execution of that person. So their ahimsa or non-injury was very far extent and very strict. So although the Parshva Mahavira predecessor had asked his follower to cover up the upper and lower portion of their bodies, that although some Mahavira predecessors have said that at least cover upper or you can cover the lower portion of the body, you should not be naked, you may not be naked. Mahavira asked them to discard their clothing altogether, and Mahavira asked them to give up the clothing complete. So this implies that Mahavira asked his follower to lead a more austere life, and this became the reason of splitting of Jainism into two sects. That the Jainism divided into Shvetambars, or those who donned white garments, and Digambars who remained naked. Okay, that I said the story. Just let division of Jainism was into two. First was Shvetambars. Just you have to understand that I have given you the story. No need to just take the story to understand it. Read and remember those terms, these terms, that division of Jainism was Shvetambars and Digambars. That's it. Shvetambars, like those who don't white garments, or those who take white garments, simple. Okay, and Digambars, just take it like Digambars were naked and they were not naked. They used to cover their upper and lower body parts. Digambars who remain naked, or just take it as cover upper and lower body parts with cloth. Okay, that's it. So what are the three jewels of three Ratna of Jainism? So Jainism recognized the existence of God but placed them lower than Jina. See, understand, he is placing lowering than Jina and did not condemn the Varna system as Buddhism did. He did not condemn the Varna system. According to Mahavira, a person is born in a high or in a lower Varna as a consequence of his sins committed or virtues acquired by him in the previous birth. Okay, and in his opinion, by leading pure and meritorious life, members of the lower caste can achieve liberation. That in his opinion, if you leading pure and meritorious life, so the member of lower caste can achieve liberation, as it is as your condemned Varna system is decided as the pre-birth. What was your work done in the previous life? So in the previous life, if you have done good work, you will be in higher Varna. If in previous life, if you have done wrong work or dirty kind of work, you will be in lower Varna. So he is telling that for the lower Varna, you can attain liberation by leading pure and meritorious life. And Jainism principally aims at the attainment of freedom from worldly bonds. No ritual is necessary for such liberation. It can be attained through right knowledge, right faith, right action. So these three are considered to be the three jewels of Tirthankars. So what is the three jewels of Tirthankars? Right knowledge, right faith, right action. Okay. So Jainism prohibited the practice of war and even agriculture for its followers because both involve the killing of living beings. See how strict it was, and that leads to the division of Jainism. That right now he is also telling that okay, don't practice war, but even agriculture should not be followed. So what will you eat if the agriculture will not be followed? What will we eat? Okay. So it was very strict, and this lead to the division of Jainism into Shwetambars and Digambars. Shwetambars were who covered their body part, upper and lower body parts, and Digambars were who remained naked. Okay. And what were the steps taken for the spreading of Jainism? So the steps taken for the spreading of Jainism, like Mahavira organized an order of his followers that admitted both women, men and women. As I have said that women were neglected. Now to spread Jainism, steps taken to spread Jainism. Organized an order of his followers that admitted both men and women. Okay. And he preached his teachings in Prakrit, the language of common people, not in Sanskrit. Like Sanskrit was not spoken by everyone. So for the reading of Sanskrit, for getting the knowledge of Sanskrit, you need Brahman. But the common people were knows Prakrit. So he preached his teachings in Prakrit, the language of common people. Okay. So yeah, it is said that his followers numbered were 14,000, which is not a large figure. But as Jainism did not clearly differentiate itself from the Brahminical religion, it failed to attract the masses. It did not clearly differentiate itself from Brahminical religion. That here he never said, like it didn't put a harsh fact like we are different from Brahminical religion. He was also doing in the same manner, but here he is taking like men and women will also his follower. He does not need he was trying to demarcate a boundary, or he was trying to they are trying to low down the values of Brahminical. Okay, but it was not clearly demarcation. So Jainism gradually spread into south and west, where the Brahminical religion was weak. That in the strong region of Brahmins he did not enter, but wherever the weak Brahminical religion was there, they entered, and they entered into the south and west India. And what are the reasons behind the spreading of Jainism in South India? Reasons behind it spread, like Jainism spread into South and West India. Okay. So what are the reasons behind the spreading of Jainism in the South India? The spread of Jainism in Karnataka is attributed to Chandragupta Maurya. When Chandragupta Maurya came, 320 to 298 BC, and the emperor became a Jain, and he gave up his throne and spent the last years of his life in Karnataka as a Jain ascetic. The second cause of spread of Jainism in South India is said to have been the great famine took place in Magad 200 years after Mahavira's death. So the famine lasted for 12 years, and in order to protect themselves they migrated to the south under the leadership of Bhadra Bahu, and rest of them stayed back in Magad under the leadership of Sthala Bahu. And thus immigrant Jain spread Jainism in the South India. I will write it here. That reasons behind the spreading of Jainism. Okay. First reason, that the spread of Jainism in Karnataka was attributed to Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, that is 322 to 298 BC, Chandragupta Maurya. And the emperor became a Jain, gave up his throne and spent the last years of his life in Karnataka as a Jain ascetic. And the second reason was that the great famine took place in Magad 200 years after Mahavira's death, and the famine lasted for 12 years, and in order to protect themselves they migrated to the south under the leadership of Bhadra Bahu. Okay, and rest of them stayed back in Magad under the leadership of Sthala Bahu. And thus immigrant Jainas spread in the region of South India. And after returning from south, Jains faced lots of difference among them. That is, between Jainas returned from south and local Jainas from Magad, the Jainas returned from south began to be called Digambars, and Magadhans were called Shvetambars. Okay, that, as I said, Digambars and Shvetambars. See, the division of Jainism here occurred is connected through this reason, that after this those who went to the south were known as Digambars. It means who remained naked, and those who left there, they were known as Shvetambars. Okay, that is that latter they tried to return from south to the original region. So south, those who went south were known as Digambars, and Magadhan were known as Shvetambars. Okay, So this was the whole story of Mahavira, and I will talk about Buddhism in the next video lecture. So I will just summarize here, like four issues. Like here I'm combined like emergence of Jainism and Buddhism, that four varnas were Brahmans, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, and the evidence of Vaishyas and Shudras were very low, and this emerged as one of the main reasons for origin of new religion, because the Kshatriyas were questioning the Brahmanas, because Brahmans were very strong, and this led to the coming of new religions like Gautam Buddha and Jainism. So origin of Jainism was like Tirthankars were there. Mahavira was considered to be the 24th one, and he was from royal family as per one tradition, and he left his family. He wandered 12 years. He used to live in a village for a 1 day and 5 days maximum in a town. At age of 42 he attained omniscience like Cavalier, that is omniscience and Cavalier, and he was known as a great hero. I will tell you that one more thing. I think I left. Yeah. So I left here that at the age of 42, yes, at the age, it is correct, at the age of 42 he attained omniscience, and that is omniscience is that he knows everything, the state of knowing everything, that is the state of knowing everything, and this is known as Cavalier. Great hero is known as Hina, and he passed at the age of 72, 468, and as per one tradition also he was passed in 500 as per one tradition he was passed in the 527 BC, but nowhere the existence of 6th century BC. Now what are the doctrines of Jainism? This is very important, that what are the doctrines of Jainism? Like, do not commit suicide, do not tell a lie, do not steal, do not hoard, observe continence. Okay, observe continence means brahmacharya, that is brahmacharya. Okay, what are the divisions of Jainism? These divisions of Jainism was taken into two, Shwetambars and Digambars. From where it came? It came from here, like when the Jainism were spreaded into two, one part went into the south, one part left in the Magad. The people who went to the south were known as Digambars, and the people who left in the Magad were known as Shwetambars, and Shwetambars used to cover their upper and lower body part. Digambars did not cover their body part, they were completely naked. And the three jewels of Tirthankars were right knowledge, right faith, right action. Okay, that's it. So for the next lecture we will see Buddhism.